Hey everyone, it's Story. Sorry it's been a while since I posted anything to this channel, but right now seemed like a really good time to get back into it and give you some things you can do online, practice from home. I will be using props in this practice, so if you have a yoga block or a strap, feel free to go ahead and grab those now. I'm showing you other options in case you don't already have those at home. You can use a scarf or your dog's lead. I'm not using my dog's lead because she's right there and she'll think that means something. And for a block, we'll only be needing one. I'm just using a stack of books. This will work just fine. So I'm going to show you how you can use these things you have at home in your yoga practice today. We'll do a little bit of strength today and then we'll come down on the floor and do some really good long hold stretching. This practice is really good just to get you back into moving your body. So if you've been stagnant for a while, or if you have an office job that keeps you still and seated during the day, this is a really good way just to start incorporating movement back into your body. So today we're going to start in a child's pose. So you can do this either with your knees together or your knees apart. London, seriously. Your knees together or your knees apart, whatever feels comfortable for you. This is just to start to open up through the back of the body and the hips. So go ahead and bring your knees down to the mat. Sit your hips back towards your heels. Relax the shoulders, relax the belly. Your head comes down to the mat and just start breathing deeply. Let your belly hang down towards the mat. Let your arms and shoulders be soft. Hips relax down to the floor. One more deep breath in here. And a full breath out. And then start to actively reach the arms towards the front of the mat. Use the palms to press the floor away from you. Tuck the chin into the chest. Feel the hips come closer to the heels. Take a few deep breaths into the low back. Full inhale. Full exhale. Keep pressing the floor away. One more deep breath in. And a slow exhale out. And then inhale, bringing some movement to the body. Come forward onto hands and knees. Exhale, tuck your toes. Lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale again, drop the knees down towards the floor. Exhale, sit back to the hips. 3 more like this. Inhale, forward, hands and knees. Exhale, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Inhale, drop the knees down. Exhale, sit the hips back. Inhale, pull forward. Exhale, lift up and back. Inhale, drop the knees back down. Exhale, hips back to the heels. Last time, inhale, forward, hands and knees. Exhale, lift the hips up and back. Inhale, drop the knees down. And then exhale, sit the hips back. This time you'll inhale, come forward onto hands and knees. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Hold your downward facing dog. So pressing the floor away from you with the hands. Curling the arms so that you feel the space in between your shoulder blades broaden. Press your heels away from your hips. Pull the chest back towards the legs. One more deep breath in. And a full breath out. Inhale, start to walk the feet towards the hands, coming to the front of the mat. And then exhale, let the knees be soft, bend from the hips and fold. Inhale, lift halfway, find a flat back. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, press into the feet, come all the way to stand. Reach your arms up overhead. And then exhale, fold from the hips. Release the arms. Inhale, lift halfway, flat back. From here, go ahead and step your right foot to the back of the mat. Press the right heel away from you. Sink down into the hips. Pull the chest forward. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, step the left foot back to meet the right in your plank. And then exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, your hands walk back towards the feet, folding at the back of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, press into the feet. Rise up to stand, reach your arms up overhead. And then exhale, folding from the hips, back down to the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. And then from here, you'll walk the hands forward, coming back into your downward facing dog. On your inhale, lower the knees down to the mat. Exhale, sit back, child's pose. Inhale, forward, come on to hands and knees. And then exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Take a really deep breath in. And a full exhale out. Inhale, start to walk the feet towards the hands, folding at the front of the mat. Exhaling once you're there. Inhale, flat back, pull the chest forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way up to stand. Maybe this time you slightly press the hips forward. And then exhale, folding back. Down towards the feet, relax the shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. From here, step your left foot back. Your heel presses away. Your hips drop down. Chest pulls forward, full inhale. Exhale, step back to your plank. Deep breath in here. Exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Exhale, walk the hands towards the feet, folding at the back of the mat. Inhale, pull the chest forward, lift halfway. Exhale, folding back down. Inhale, press into the feet, rise to stand, arms reach overhead, press the hips forward. Exhale, folding back, down to the mat. Inhale, flat back, lift halfway. Exhaling, walking the hands back to your downward facing dog. As you inhale, drop the knees to the mat. Exhale, sit the hips back to the heels, downward facing dog. Child's pose, sorry. 3 deep breaths here. Full inhale and full exhale. So we'll do a lot of repetitive things today. If you go on autopilot like I just did, make sure you check back in with your breath. Try to keep your mind focused on what's happening here with your body. Inhale, come forward onto hands and knees. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. So we'll change it up just a little bit here. As you inhale, reach your right leg up. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands, coming to the front of the mat. Lower the left knee down to the mat and see if you can create a little bit more distance between your front heel and your back knee. So giving you just a little bit more room to sink down into that left hip. Take another really deep breath in, pull the chest forward, and then exhale, pull the hips back, straighten the right leg, pull the right toes towards your face, and then pull your chest forward towards your toes and fold. Deep breath in, full breath out. Inhale and exhale. One more deep breath in and a full breath out. As you inhale, bend back into that right knee. Tuck the toes, lift the left knee. Step the left foot forward, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, press into the feet. Come to stand, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, once again, folding forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Keep the wrist underneath the shoulders. Step your right foot to the back of the mat. Come to the outside edge of that right foot. And then turn your left toes to face the left side of your mat. Right, so both toes are pointing towards your computer screen, if you have me directly in front of you, towards the left side of your mat. And then sink down into that left hip. So let that knee splay open. Feel that stretch along the right side of your body. Take another deep breath in. And then from here, you can lower the right knee down and step the left foot back. Or, for a more advanced option, you can step the left foot to stack on top of the right, coming either into your side plank or a modified side plank. Just two more deep breaths here. Inhale and exhale. One more deep breath in and a full breath out. Inhale, bring the left hand down to the mat. Come onto your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, walk the hands back to the feet, folding at the back of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway, chest pulls forward. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, press into the feet. Reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, folding back over the legs. Inhale, lift halfway, flat back. And then exhale, walk back, downward facing dog. As you inhale, drop your knees to the mat. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, forward onto hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. As you inhale this time, lift your left leg up. Exhale, step the left foot forward between the hands. Lower the right knee down. And again, if you can, create some space here. So maybe you wiggle that back knee back, the back knee back. Wiggle your right knee back. Step your left foot forward. Chest pulls forward, hips drop down. Take another deep breath in and roll the shoulders away from the ears. And a full breath out. Inhale. Exhale, pull the hips back. Flex the left foot. And pull the heart towards the toes as you fold over that left leg. 3 deep breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Deep breath in. Full breath out. One more inhale. And a full exhale. Inhale, bend the knee, tuck the toes of the back foot, lift the back knee, step forward, halfway lift at the front of the mat, and exhale, folding all the way down. Inhale, press into the feet, come to stand, reach your arms up overhead, and then exhale, fold back over the legs. So from here, inhale, lift halfway, hands come underneath the shoulders, fingers spread wide, protect your wrists. This time, you'll step that right foot to the back of the mat. You'll turn both toes to face, left foot back, sorry. You'll turn both toes to face the right side of the mat, hips open up wide, right? So sink down into those hips. And then if you can, I said it right, I did it wrong. Do as I say, not as I do. So toes are pointing towards the right side of the mat. Your left foot is at the back of the mat. Make sure that left wrist is under the left shoulder, stepping back either to your side plank or your modified side plank. Hips lift, reach the arm overhead. Deep breath in, full breath out. One more inhale. And exhale, bring the right hand down to the mat. Lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And then exhale, hands walk to the feet at the back of the mat. As you inhale, lift halfway, heel toe your feet towards the edges of the mat, and then exhale, sit the hips down low, coming into your low squat. So depending on your body, your feet may need to be a lot further apart. Do what feels best to you. You can keep the hands down for support. We might be here, and that's okay. So if you need your hands down for support, keep them down. You want to feel this in the inside of the hip. Most important, try to keep your back straight. So even if you're working here, keep your back straight. One more deep breath in. Exhale, no matter where you are, your hands come to the floor. You lift your hips and fold. Inhale, flat back, lift halfway. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, press into the feet. Come to stand, reach those arms up overhead. Exhale, fold back down to the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. And then from here, walk the hands forward to the front of the mat, downward facing dog. Inhale, drop the knees down to the mat. And then exhale, hips back to the heels, child's pose. Deep breath in, full breath out. Inhale, forward onto hands and knees. And exhale, once again, downward facing dog. This time, as you lift the right leg up, turn your right toes to the right side of the mat. Bend the right knee and pull the heel towards the left hip. And then to try and keep your shoulders leveled, look underneath that left shoulder. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, step the left foot forward, the right foot forward to the front of the mat. Spin down the outside edge of that left foot and come up into your warrior two. So your right knee is pressing towards that right side of your mat. The knee tracks over the big toe. Hips sit low. And then bring your awareness to the outside of this left leg. It stays strong. Arms extend away from you. You can look towards your right hand. If that's a lot on the neck, you can look forward as well. Focusing mainly here on your lower body, so sinking down. Another deep breath in. And then straighten that right leg. You're going to reach your right fingertips forward towards that right ankle. Left arm reaches up. So option to stay here. There's a lot going on, and you should be feeling this right here anyway. If you want to work a little bit deeper into your obliques and use a little bit of your side plank strength, you can extend that right arm in front of you. 3 more breaths wherever you are. Inhale and exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale, relax the jaw. 1 more full inhale. And as you exhale, your hands come down to frame that right foot. Bend the right knee. Shift the weight into that right foot. Keep this left hip turning open as you step forward. So imagine trying to stack one hip on top of the other. You can stay here. This is a lot. If you'd like, option to lift that left arm up. Or if you have a little bit more to go, heart continues to pull forward, that left knee bends, you reach for the left ankle. Take another full inhale and a full exhale. Try to find some lightness here, lifting out of that right hip. Lengthen the spine. 1 more deep breath in. And then exhale, straighten that left leg. Left hand down to the mat. Square the left hip so your left toes now point down to the mat. And step that left foot about 2/3 of the way back so that both heels are flat on the mat. You want to try to pull the hips forward so they're squared towards the front of the mat. Maybe you cheat and widen those feet. It depends on your body. Pull the chest forward here, fold over that right leg. So by now you're probably feeling this a lot in that right hamstring. If you need to come out at any point, feel free to do so. 1 more deep breath in. And then from here, you will step your left foot all the way to the back of the mat. Keep the left hand underneath your left shoulder. Roll to the outside edge of the left foot. And here, if you can, you'll keep that right leg lifted as you step it back. Right arm lifts. And you'll step the right foot behind the left hip. Press that right hip up towards the ceiling. Modified version of this, you'll lower the left knee down, step the right foot back behind the left hip, and still pressing the hips up towards the ceiling. Another deep breath in. And wherever you are, we'll all meet right back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, full breath out. Inhale, lift that left leg up towards the ceiling. And again, your left toes will turn towards the left side of your mat. You'll bend that left knee, bring the heel towards the right hip. And then look underneath your right shoulder, trying to square those hips. Another deep breath in. And then exhale, stepping that left foot to the front of the mat. Spinning down the heel of the right foot. Bringing the arms up. So again, focusing more on the legs here. Don't worry so much about the shoulders and the neck. Try to keep them relaxed. Press that right foot away from you. Press the left knee open. Imagine opening completely up. Be strong in your feet. Roll the shoulders. Bring any movement into the head and neck that keeps the feet strong. One more deep breath in. And then again, you'll straighten the left leg. Keep all this length. Reach your left arm forward. And then release it down to the ankle, the floor, or again, your stack of books would be great here. Right arm reaches up. Still trying to open and roll the body open. Relax the neck. And again, if you'd like a little bit more in the obliques, left arm reaches forward. 3 deep breaths. Last full inhale. Exhale, bend the left knee. Bring the hands down to the mat. So keeping this openness in the shoulders and the hips, begin to shift the weight into the left foot. Lift the right leg up. So your right toes are still pointing towards the right side of the mat. Press into the left foot. Lift out of that left hip. Find length. You can keep the right arm down. You can lift it up. Or an advanced option, bend that right knee. Reach for the ankle. And breathe. Two more breaths. Last full inhale. And then slowly release the right foot. Right hand comes down to the floor. Right toes point down towards the floor. Step the right foot about 2/3 of the way back. Hips shift back. Both feet are planted on the mat. Press out through the back of the right leg as much as you're pressing into that left foot. Fold forward. Chest pulled towards the toes, shoulders out of the ears. One more really deep breath in. So as you inhale again, lift halfway. Your right hand stays underneath that right shoulder. Step the right foot all the way to the back of the mat. Again, option here to lower that right knee down or keep it lifted as you step the left foot back behind that right hip. So once again, opening up through the chest and shoulders, pressing the hips towards the ceiling, and breathe. Two more breaths. Last deep breath in. Inhale, slowly coming back. Plant the left hand, plant the left foot. Exhale, downward facing dog. So before we come down to the mat, we're just going to finish the same way we started. So inhale, drop the knees down to the mat. Exhale, hips sit back, child's pose. Inhale, forward onto hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, start to walk the feet forward towards the front of the mat. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into the feet, come to stand, reach the arms overhead, press the hips forward, maybe you open up a little more. Exhale and come back down. Inhale, flat back, lift halfway. And from here, you'll step your right foot back, step your left foot back. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale, 2. One more deep breath in. Exhale, lower the knees down. Lower the hips back towards the heels, and you'll just bring your legs around in front. So this is the point that you'll probably want your props nearby. You don't have to use them, but it's just nice to have a little extra help. So you'll start by laying down on the mat. Not now. Go lay down. You lay down on the couch. We're laying down on the mat. Pull your right knee into your chest. Give the right knee a few rocks from side to side. Okay. We did quite a lot in the hips and the hamstrings. So just opening up a little bit, massaging that hip. And then from here, go ahead and place your scarf, your dog's lead, or your strap around the ball of your right foot. Press your right foot up towards the ceiling. And I like to hang on pretty far down so that my shoulders can stay relaxed. It's not important here for your leg to be straight, just active through the heel. So imagine stepping your foot up towards the ceiling. And then you'll start to release that leg over to the left. So if your right shoulder starts to roll off the mat, you've gone too far. Lift the leg back up. You want the chest to still stay open towards the ceiling. And you'll start to feel this in the IT band, the outside of the right hip, along the outside of the right leg. If you run or cycle, this is probably pretty intense. So try to find some softness here. If that means taking your stack of books and placing it under your leg so that you have a little support here, that's fine. Relax your grip on your strap. And if you'd like to take this all the way into the upper back, you can turn your head over towards that right hand. Come on now. Just a few more deep breaths here. Keep pressing out through that right heel. On your next inhale, slowly start to bring that leg right back up through center. Bend the right knee, remove the strap, and just take that right foot to the mat and sway the knee from side to side. Just kind of massaging out the outside of that hip, releasing that in the low back. It was a twist that we held for a few breaths, so you might feel this a little bit in the low back as one side has a little bit more room than the other, or has let go of a little bit more tension than the other. And then when you're ready, you'll start to make your way to the other side. So I'm going to scoot over so I have a little bit more room. Your strap comes around the ball of the left foot. Stretch the left foot up. Press the left heel up towards the ceiling. And again, more important than how straight this leg is how active your foot is. So really pressing that heel towards the ceiling. Bring your left arm out in line with the shoulder. Release the foot over to the other side. So you can see, you can now see a little bit better here. The left shoulder stays down on the floor. If yours is starting to roll up, you've gone too deep into this left hip. So keep the left shoulder down, relax the grip on the strap, and breathe. And this is one of my favorite stretches, mainly because it's really intense. It's a muscle we don't always get into in our normal stretching lives. So notice where you could soften or relax, keeping the jaw relaxed, relaxing the tongue away from the bottom teeth, relaxing the muscles around your eyes. Take 4 more deep breaths. Last full inhale. And then slowly bring that left leg up, back to center. Same as the other side. You'll bend the knee, bring the foot down to the floor, and just rock the hips from side to side. So one of the last poses we're going to do, I'm going to show you a modified version. You're welcome to do an unmodified plow. For most people, the flexibility required for a full plow pose in the low back and the hamstrings isn't really accessible. So I'm going to show you my favorite way to modify it. Choose which works best for your body. This is really nice even if you do have the flexibility. So I'm going to do it on this wardrobe here. Hopefully I don't knock anything over. So you want to bring the shoulders so that they're a pretty good distance away from the wall or the bureau or whatever you're working with. Your goal is to get your hips over your shoulders. So I'll show you in a full plow pose because you can see me a little bit better here. You lift the hips up and back and the toes come down. Right? And so the goal here is to have the hips over the shoulders. You'll feel this in the back and the hamstrings. Now for most people, this is more about where they are in the flexibility. So I'm going to show you how to use the wall to your advantage. So same idea, same principle. You're just using the wall as a prop. You'll get a pretty good distance away. I've got pretty long legs, so I need quite a bit of room here. You'll roll back and bring the feet onto the object that you're using, and then really press the heels into the object so that you feel this stretch along the back of the body. A little bit further away, you'll really feel it in the mid-back, and it's a really nice release. So pick which version you're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and just practice full plow here. Set yourself up, and then we'll take about 5 breaths. I'll tell you when I'm done. If you're done before, please come out, and we'll all just meet on our backs with our knees and our chest. Okay. So when you're ready, set yourself up and make your way back. Tucking the shoulders onto the back. Last 2 deep breaths. And then slowly start to bend the knees, roll down onto the back. We'll all just pull the knees into the chest and rock from side to side here. So that's a pretty intense back body stretch. It is really good for helping to decompress through the vertebrae, to open up through the hamstrings and the lower back, but it does take quite a bit of time to work your way up to. So just be patient with yourself. My yoga practice definitely wasn't built in a day. And then when you're ready, bring your hands behind the knees. Rock yourself up to seated. So we're going to end today in a supported fish pose. We did a lot of planks and walkouts on our mats today. So I just want to make sure we take care of our chest and shoulders. This tends to be pretty tight on most people anyway. So bring your block or your books towards the back of the mat. Our goal here is to have the blocks directly in between the shoulder blades at the top of our back. So however you need to set yourself up to get this done, I'm going to lead us through this, and then I recommend once you remove the blocks, finishing your practice with at least 5 to 10 minutes of a shavasana, and any sort of stretching or rolling around that you feel balances out this fish pose. In this fish pose, I'm going to lead us through an equal part breath just to help us slow down the rhythm of our practice and prepare our bodies for Shavasana. I will not be leading the Shavasana. It's a lot of dead time, and I feel like most people probably just hit end after the movement part anyway, but I do recommend, it's very important for your nervous system to take a few minutes just peacefully to yourself to process what your body's just gone through, because we did quite a bit of stuff today. So your blocks come to the back of the mat. Set yourself up, and you'll lay down over these blocks or books, and you can change the height as it suits you. And anything that feels good with your legs or arms. Personally, I'm a big fan of just straight legs and wide open arms. For some people, if you'd like a little bit more in the hips, the feet can come together. If your low back is really sensitive, keep the knees bent today. We're focused here on the chest. So for our equal part breathing, we'll inhale for 4 and exhale for 4. You'll do the breathing, I'll do the counting, and we'll all start together by taking a full breath in. Fill your lungs all the way up. And then exhale all the breath out. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a really deep breath in and a full exhale out. As you feel ready, begin to press into the arms, lifting yourself off the blocks. Head and chin pull into the chest last. Roll around in any way that feels good to you until eventually you feel ready to extend your arms to the edges of your mat. Laying down, bringing the feet out wide, letting your eyes close. Relaxing the shoulders down. Relax through the hips, the glutes, the muscles around the eyes, the jaw. Pull the tongue away from the teeth. And again, I recommend staying here for at least 5 minutes to allow your body the time to finish cooling down and to adjust to your practice. It was nice to see you again. Thank you for practicing with me, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.